Hey everybody, it's me, Angel Benton, and it is time for another edition of Angel Sudsy Recap, where we delve into the world of daytime television and we do a few reality shows on the side. And one of the daytime TV shoes, I feel like Ed Sullivan, it's a really big shoe. One of the daytime TV shows that we're doing is Days of Our Lives. And before we get into Days of Our Lives, and I've got a lot to say about Days of Our Lives, and it's all good actually. I'm really excited. Today we celebrated my birthday. It's a little bit early, but we celebrated my birthday, and my mom and my little sister took me out. We went to Damon's Steakhouse in Glendale, which I love Damon's. And we had this drink. It's called the Fountain of Youth, and it's big. It's like the size of a fish bowl. So all three of us drank from it. It wasn't just me, but it is strong. It is a strong drink, and they it kind of knocked me on my butt. I had to come home and take a nap afterwards, but it felt great though, and we had a great time. It was really fun. I really enjoyed it. It was a really cool quasi birthday, because it wasn't technically my birthday, but I'm going to Vegas tomorrow, so I'll be on the road. So please send me your birthday messages though, because I love reading them. I try to answer every single one. Okay, so Days of Our Lives. Days of Our Lives is fucking awesome right now. I've got to say, it is incredible. The thing about Days of Our Lives, which is so good, and first of all, I have to give credit to Ron Carlivati, and it's so funny because whenever they change writing regimes, and they do that quite often at Days of Our Lives, you know, it just makes me feel like it's all more of the same, right? Nothing new has changed, right? But I knew Ron Carlivati from his work on General Hospital that he is very good at using the show's history to bring back viewers, right? And a perfect example of that is this Hattie and Bonnie story, which is just killing me. It is so good. But, now granted, he was a fan of the ABC shows, so, he wasn't a fan of Days of Our Lives when they hired him, and he's like, I had to do quite a bit of homework. But the good news is that even he had to do this homework, right? But he's done a fucking great job with it so far. He really has. So, the first things first of all, he brought back Will Horton, which we saw on Friday. We saw him show up at the church. Now, we don't know if it's actually Will, or if it is Will, or if it's a ghost or a dream, because Lucas is drunk right now. We'll get to Lucas in a second. But it's a good start, because the fans fucking love Will. I don't know why they killed him off. I thought that was so stupid. And, now here's the thing about Sonny. In real life, Freddie Smith, who plays Sonny Kiriakis, was going through some legal troubles, so he needed to take a little time off, and that was right around the time that they killed Will, when Sonny was off the canvas. That's unfortunate. That is unfortunate. So I feel it's because the way I'm sitting, I've got like these wrinkles in my neck forming. It's not cute. Okay. So let's start with Hani. Oh, is that that would be their ship name? Oh my god, their relationship name. Hattie and Bonnie would be Hani. Oh god. So Hattie. Let's talk about Hattie. Hattie, and I got to give props to Deidre Hall. She did so good this past week as Hattie. Because, Marlena was still, the put upon Marlena and damsel in distress and, oh, John, you're my love, blah, blah, blah. Who cares about that? But Hattie, when Hope confronted Hattie and Hattie broke down and cried, I was in tears. I was like, she did so good. She was so good. And you know what it reminded me of? It reminded me of the Princess Gina storyline. Now, for those of you that weren't watching 20 years ago and you don't remember the Princess Gina storyline, in a nutshell, this is the Princess Gina storyline. Okay, so, Hope and Bo were they were kind of together, but they weren't. And she had to marry this old guy, Larry Welch. And I think it was like their wedding night. And then there was this big explosion and they thought Hope died, right? But the reality is that Stefano had kidnapped her and brainwashed her to think that she is Princess Gina von Omberg. Okay. Now, the real Gina von Omberg was, in addition to being European royalty, was also a fierce art thief. And she was madly in love with John Black. And then Stefano thought she was getting a little too, mouthy for her own good because, they were working together, stealing art together, Stefano and Gina. And so he had her imprisoned in this tower, very Rapunzel-like, right? And she just sat there growing older, right? So he got a newer, younger version, which would be Hope. And then when Hope shows back up in Salem, she thinks her name is Gina and blah, blah, blah. And then they tell her she's Hope and all this stuff, right? And then there was so then Gina ends up getting out of the, I think it was because, so Gina had a daughter, and when Princess Gina disappeared, the daughter was released into the swamps, I guess, and then became Swamp Girl. This stuff I don't remember that well, but, and then Eric finds her, and then they found the actual Gina who escaped, and then she got plastic surgery to look like Hope, and then she kidnapped Hope, and then she took over Hope's life. Okay, so does any of this sound familiar? Because this is a little bit how it's going with Hattie and Bonnie, right? So, and anyway, the real Princess Gina died, and she never got to get back with John. I mean, that was the sad thing, is that she sat there for years in this tower, rotting away, in love with John Black. She comes out and he doesn't want anything to do with her. He doesn't remember her. It was really tragic, right? And this Hattie story actually felt kind of tragic too. I felt bad for Hattie. Like I would have liked to have seen a Hattie Roman pairing, actually. I don't think that's that out of the realm of possibility. It would have been nice to see them together. But she's still on the show, so who knows, right? I mean, even Hattie is still on the show. She's been arrested, but she's still on the show. But anyways, Deidre Hall just did an amazing job this week. She did so good. So good. I got to give her major props. So the other person who did incredibly well this week also, and actually, I think Deidre Hall should get the Performer of the Week nomination from Soap Opera Digest because she was that good. Okay, so someone else who did really good this week, maybe not Performer of the Week like Marlena or Hattie, Deidre Hall, but he did really good though, and that was Lucas. First of all, I'm loving that Ron Carlivati is writing for Lucas. That's great, because with Lucas, he's been around forever, but he's never really had like true front burner story. He's always been like kind of attached to someone else's story. Like whenever, he married Nicole to get Will back, that was really Sammy's story, right? Or whenever Chloe was cheating on him with Daniel, that was really Chloe's story. So, like those types of things, he was dating that Jade girl. No, that's her real name, Jade Harlow. What was her soap name? I don't even remember her. But I barely remember her. But he was dating her for a hot minute, and then she got sent away. So, Lucas is not, but he's very talented, and they are actually writing for those talents, and it is fantastic. He's lost Will, and he's really despondent over the fact that he lost Will, which is, he's doing such a good job. And so he fell off the wagon in a big way. Kate fired him from the company. Adrian, or so he thinks was Adrian, dumped him. And, and here's the thing that's a little bit, now he ran into Gabby, and Gabby's like, "You're drunk." Now he didn't look drunk to me. He looked sad. He looked like he was mourning something. Now, he was drunk, but I'm just saying he didn't look, I don't think anyone could like spot someone and go, "Oh, you're drunk." Because he's like, "Want to come spend the night with Grandpa?" And she's like, yeah. And she's like, "She can't tonight because you need to sober up." So I think that was a little bit if they wanted him to look drunk, then they should have made him look drunk, like, red eyes and kind of looking a little disheveled. They didn't do that, so I was like, so that was a little bit. And then, so then he goes to the church where they're getting ready for their double wedding. Sonny and Paul and Chad and Abby, and he rips Sonny a new one. And I gotta say, I hate to say this, but it is true. A lot of the stuff he said was pretty fucking accurate. I'm not gonna lie. Now, we know the backstory on why Sonny was off the canvas when Will died. But, in terms of the show, he just left town, and Lucas is like, maybe if you were still around, Will would still be alive, as opposed to you just packing up and leaving. All right, you get a snap too, Lucas. That was pretty fucking fierce. That's true. That's true. He's right. He is right about that. And he's like, maybe you're just like your mother. Double snap. Okay. All right. That's good too. He's like, and when my marriage to Adrian went south, everybody sat on their fucking hands. I mean, listen, I don't mind Lucas getting drunk when he gets drunk, he spills truth like this. But here's another thing, another gem that came out of this storyline is that Kate ran into Adrian, or who she thought was Adrian. It was actually Bonnie. And she's like, how dare you, how can you do this to Lucas? She's like, I didn't mean to hurt him. I do care about Lucas. It's just, it's not going to work out. And she's like, I have this weird hair, and it's kind of strange. It looks, I don't know, right there. I've got this hairline. I need to get rid of it. It's kind of weird. Anyways, so, yeah. So, Adrian was like, really? You think it's my fault that Lucas is a mess? Really? Because I think it might be you. And I gotta give Bonnie credit because she's telling the truth too. And that's the great thing about it, is that Ron Carlivati is using these characters to tell the truth that us viewers have known for quite some time. So I'm loving it. I'm loving it. I cannot wait for the days in Salem. I cannot wait. It's going to be great. So thank you so much for logging on today. I do appreciate it. Please feel free to follow me on Twitter and Instagram at Angel Benton. You can hashtag Days to Talk Days of Our Lives, or you can hashtag YR to Talk, Young and the Restless. And you can also hit that subscribe button on my YouTube channel to get my YouTube videos sent to your email inbox every single day. All right, everyone. Thanks for logging on today. Have a great day. Peace out. Wubba, wubba, wubba.